Hey, I gotta be completely honest with you. It's full disclosure time. Genesis chapter 10 is not that exciting. It's one of those parts of the Bible where it's a family history, and it's the family tree of Noah, and you're looking at somebody else's family history, and it's like so-and-so was the father of so-and-so, and they had some goats, and they lived in this city, and they lived for this long. And you're just kind of reading through it, and it's somebody else's story, and it's somebody else's history, and you're not really involved in that. It's like looking through somebody else's photo album, and they're like, yeah, this is Uncle Ralph. He's the one in the Hawaiian shirt, and here's that time that we visited that mountain in Tennessee, and here's this happened, and you're kind of like, you're there, but you're not there. You're not really engaged. And I got to admit, I was reading through verse 10, or chapter 10, of Genesis, and I'm not really fully engaged. I'm just kind of reading so-and-so was the father and so-and-so, and Noah was the grandpa, and this and that. And then I run into verse 8, and it just kind of hits me upside the head because it got my attention. I run into a real-life action hero in verse 8. I want to read it to you. Check this out. Cush also fathered Nimrod, who was the first man on earth to be known as a powerful warrior. He was also a skillful hunter before the Eternal One. Okay, Nimrod, he is kind of a catchy name, I don't know. He's the great-grandson of Noah. He is the grandson of Ham, and he is the son of Cush, and he is known as the first heroic warrior on earth, all right? He's also known in the NLT version as the greatest hunter in the world. He didn't have a whole lot of competition at that time, but he was the greatest. He was the manliest man on earth at the time. He probably smelled like bacon. After all, he was the grandson of Ham. I don't know. And he probably became a really good fighter because, I mean, his dad's name was Cush. How would you like explaining that? Hi, I am Nimrod, the son of Cush. That could lead to a lot of fights. I don't know, but he became a really tough guy. And he stands out in the middle of a genealogy. He stands out. Because he was mighty, he stood out in the midst of the mundane. A lot of times we read through things like this, and it's kind of mundane, and it's kind of like, okay. But all of a sudden, we hit Nimrod, and he stands out because he's mighty. There's something heroic about him. There's something that stands out about him because he was mighty. And it says, check this out, he was a skillful hunter before the Eternal One. All right, God was in on it. Before God, he was a skillful hunter. He was living out his passion. He was living out what God had planned for him. God had wired him to be a hero. God had wired him to be a hunter, and that's what he's doing. You need to be mighty in the midst of the mundane. This is a pretty mundane world. A lot of just normal, regular things happen. Stand out, whoever you are, whether you're a dude, whether you're a dudette, no matter how old you are. Stand out. Be mighty in the midst of the mundane. In the midst of a bunch of names, he stood out. And check this out. This is so cool because Nimrod defined his name. I Googled it, and if you Google it, the regular meaning of the word Nimrod is skillful hunter, a mighty hunter. So he defined his name. He didn't allow his name to define him because it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a weird name. And that could have like bugged him a little bit. He could have been like, I'm Nimrod, the son of Cush. What prospects do I have? But instead, he defined his name. Same for you. Don't let your name define you. Don't let where you're from define you. Define your name. Stand out, be mighty in the midst of the mundane, and define your name. God bless you guys. Giddy up!